What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today, from Star Wars The Black Series, we are taking a look at the Mandalorian Incinerator Trooper featured in Season 1. This is a part of Wave 27, which I already took a look at the new Phase 1 Clone Trooper, and then I also have an Endor Luke review coming soon, so be sure to check those out as well. Super excited for this figure. Of course, this is obviously just a repaint with some new accessories of the brand new 2020 Stormtrooper, which is an amazing figure. So I've already taken this out of the package. I've messed around with it a ton, and I absolutely love this figure, and I think you guys will too. So let's go ahead, not waste a whole lot of time. Let's take a quick look at the box. I have the Star Wars The Mandalorian variant, not the one that just says The Mandalorian. Here is the side of the box, which looks very awesome. On the back here is the bio, along with a slightly larger image of the figure. On this side of the package, you can just see the logo down at the bottom. Here is the barcode and all that stuff. And of course, there's nothing on the top of the package. So let's go ahead. We're going to crack this guy open. We will take a look at his accessories and then, of course, the figure itself. All right, first up here is actually his one and only true accessory, considering the other one is technically attached to the figure, but this is, of course, a flame effect for the flamethrower that the Trooper comes with. It's a really nice piece. It is some nice flexible plastic, so again, if your Incinerator Trooper takes a shelf dive, you won't have to worry about this potentially snapping because it is nice and pliable. It's got some good give to it. But it is rigid enough to where it keeps its form, even when you have the Incinerator Trooper holding his weapon up by his shoulder. But the sculpt work here is really nice. Of course, I think it does look like a flame and has a nice transition from the orange translucent plastic to the more red translucent plastic, or yellow to orange, whichever one you want to say. But yeah, it looks nice. And it does actually plug in. There's a couple notches right here that you can see, and you just kind of pop it in there like that, and those prongs fit in those notches, and it looks very nice, and it's very stable, and you don't have to worry about it falling off of the weapon. It's plugged in there really securely. And then, of course, that leads me to the actual flamethrower piece itself here, which does look pretty accurate to the show. Pretty accurate sculpt work, in my opinion, which is definitely another reason why I'm glad these figures took a little while to come out, so that Hasbro didn't have to base any of these designs off of concept art. So we're actually getting like some pretty decently show accurate figures and accessories, although this figure definitely does have a major oof, which we will 100% talk about. But sculpt work looks fairly accurate to the gun in the show. There's no paint apps at all on the weapon. And of course, it is attached to the figure itself, leading all the way back to the backpack here, which unfortunately, as many of you have noticed, is upside down. So Hasbro really goofed it up on this figure. This piece right here should be on the top. This whole thing should be flipped around, which is very disappointing. However, ultimately it doesn't kill the figure for me, but it's just like little details like this. I mean, come on, look at any picture of the Incinerator Trooper and you'll very obviously see that the backpack is flipped around. So I definitely would not mind Hasbro making a running change to this figure and releasing it with the backpack in the correct position. I would definitely pick up another one, because while it's not really a big deal, especially, you know, obviously look at the front of the figure, you're like, not a big deal. But it is just one of those details that I would like to have more accurate. And of course, you can see there's also a little red Imperial logo. So since we already have the figure out and he has attached accessories, I figured let's just go ahead and take a look at the details. So of course, you can see he's on that brand new Stormtrooper 2020 body with just some paint modification to it, and he looks absolutely fantastic. It's a really nice shade of red, and it's applied very cleanly. And you can even see like the blue parts of the helmet are there, all the gray, everything. The details on the helmet are on point. And the backpack does kind of remove, like you can get it to pull off to a certain degree. And I believe it even detaches right there. But so you could technically, you know, flip it around if you wanted to, but there's no way to like rehook it back up without some minor modifications. Might not be the most difficult thing in the world to do, but for now, the only way to attach it is just like so. Of course, you've got more red around the shoulder pads, all down through the arms. The little black dots on the stomach area right there are very cleanly applied as well. The legs have more of that red paint, moving all the way down, all the way to the feet of the figure. So while there definitely are some major inaccurate details like this flamethrower, I think overall I still really love the figure. Looks very accurate to the show from the front, and the red pauldron as well is a very nice touch. I just love the design of the Incinerator Trooper, and if we could just fix the backpack issue, it would literally be the perfect figure for this character. So now that we've taken a look at the details, let's go ahead and see how he moves. Alright, so the Incinerator Trooper can look up a pretty decent amount. He can also look down decent enough as well. He's on that new head, so he has a ball joint at the lower neck and at the top neck, and so you definitely get a really nice range of motion, although of course the pauldron does inhibit it ever so slightly, but not too much in all honesty. The shoulders can still move all the way out even with the pauldron there, so it's nice and floaty enough that it really doesn't get in the way of the articulation, which is a very nice touch. Of course, we all knew this. This new Stormtrooper body is amazing. He does have butterfly joints as well. The single jointed elbow gives you more than 90 degrees, and of course it swivels. You also have on this hand the gripping hand, which definitely you got to open it up a little bit. But since I've had mine out and I was able to kind of open it to get him in this grip, it will stretch out. But anyways, it's more of like an open grip hand, although he does have a trigger finger there. And the hand rotates, and it's on the horizontal hinge. And then for the main trigger finger hand, of course it rotates, and you have the vertical hinge. So for the ab crunch, he can actually go forward a pretty decent amount, can go back a decent amount as well. You also get that rotation and the side to side, so there's plenty of movement there. Definitely has some more range to it than the original Stormtrooper. The leg can kick out about that far with his other one on the ground. You get the single jointed knees that do actually give you a little bit more than 90 degrees, and they swivel as well. Of course, his legs can go out about that far. You can actually kick back a pretty decent amount. You do also get the thigh swivel. And then finally, moving down to the feet, they go down really far. They go up a really decent amount as well. And of course, you get that sweet, sweet ankle pivot. All right, so now that we've taken a look at his accessories and the details and the articulation, let's go ahead and see how he scales. First up, here he is with my custom painted Remnant Stormtrooper on the classic body, and then the brand new 2020 Stormtrooper. Then we've got him with Beskar Mando and a Death Trooper Commander. Then with IG-11 and Cara Dune. And here he is with the Child. Then with the Diamond Select Boba Fett and the Bandai Model Kit Phase 2 Clone Trooper. And then last, but certainly not least, of course, we have the SH Figuarts Tank Pilot and the Mafex First Order Stormtrooper. Alright, so there you have it, folks. There was my review of the Incinerator Trooper. Yes, it definitely has one major glaring issue with the backpack for the flamethrower being in the incorrect position, but other than that, this figure has great articulation. The flame effect is an amazing piece, and I love that Hasbro is finally giving us effect pieces with our Black Series figures. Feel like we've been waiting for that for a long time. The paint app details are really nice as well, and the new 2020 Stormtrooper body is just absolutely amazing. It's such an improvement over the original body, which I do like the original body, don't get me wrong, but this one is just so much better in so many ways. Love the pinless look of the figure as well. Just adds to that little look of realism, like he just jumped right off of the screen. So, what do you guys think of the Incinerator Trooper? Are you going to pick this figure up, or are you going to pass on it? Why not? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Of course, I'm Nate from Out of the Basement. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.